Want to speak real Italian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at ItalianPod101.com.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Italian Pod 101. My name is Desiree, mi chiamo Desiree, but you can call me Daisy. Ma potete chiamarmi Daisy. In this video we're gonna talk about pickup lines, but careful. I'm just gonna give you some examples of pickup lines in Italian, but it doesn't mean that they're gonna work, okay? Let's get that from the beginning. It's up to you in the end. I know it sucks, but...
Provarci.
First of all, let's say that hit on someone in English in Italian can be translated as provarci con qualcuno, so to try with someone. Otherwise, a more neutral verb could be approcciare, so just to get in touch with, not physically. Let's imagine you're at a bar, you see someone you would like to talk to, and okay, there's the easiest way that we all went through. Either you tried this or someone tried this on you, I'm sure. Do we know each other already? Ci conosciamo? Or ci siamo già visti? Have we seen each other already? Have we met before?
Ci siamo già visti?
Or if you want to really commit this technique, then you just go, let's assume it's a girl, just go up to her and be like, hey Giulia, it has been so long. Hey Giulia, quanto tempo? And then you go like, oh, sorry, you're not Giulia. What's your name? Oh, scusa, non sei Giulia. Come ti chiami? It's always an option. And if you get the I don't know you, non ti conosco answer, you can always be like, yeah, then let's. Ok, allora conosciamoci. Which may be a bit creepy, but...
Conosciamoci.
If you don't want to go for the fake, I know you already, and just accept the fact that you don't know each other, you can ask if she's drinking something, maybe. You can pretend you want to get the same one. Otherwise, you can ask so that you can buy her the same one. So, I know you didn't see that coming, huh? Cosa stai bevendo? What are you drinking? This is super personal, but it happened to me before, and I don't dislike this approach. Like when you're on a line to wait to get your drink, what are you gonna get? Cosa prendi? Or even better, cosa consigli? What do you suggest? Which may also lead you to the next phrase. Vieni qua spesso? Do you come here often? Or is it your first time here? È la prima volta che vieni?
È la prima volta che vieni?
Another way to break the ice, especially in Italy, I'm sure everywhere in the world, but especially in Italy, you just ask for a lighter if you're a smoker. If you don't, you can pretend, okay? I don't smoke, for example, but still, you can ask for... I wouldn't ask for a cigarette though, because I see that with my friends and they don't really like it, because it sounds like you just wanna get something for free. So just ask for a lighter. Hai un accendino? Do you have a lighter? Or, do you have to light up? It's also something that we say. Hai da accendere? But if they tell you no, you can just go with the truth and be like, well, it doesn't matter because I just wanted to talk to you. Non importa, volevo solo parlarti. Which I find really cute, by the way.
Volevo solo parlarti.
It's like I'm saying this step by step in my mind. I hope you can follow me too. Now that we broke the ice and we are talking already, it's better to compliment something in particular. Hai dei bellissimi occhi. You have beautiful eyes. Or hai un sorriso stupendo. Your smile is beautiful. Splendid. Splendido.
Hai un sorriso splendido.
Let's say you know this girl already, like for real. Not just pretending. You may want to be more specific in your compliment because maybe you said something nice to her already. So something like, questo vestito, this dress, ti sta molto bene, really suits you.
Questo vestito ti sta molto bene.
But be careful, because then the answer may be, oh, why? Because I'm not beautiful in other dresses, huh? Which you don't want to go through. Like, you have the whole relationship to go through that, right? So just, yeah. Maybe ask where did she buy that particular accessory? Like, dove hai comprato questa borsa? Where did you buy this bag? We all know you don't care. But sometimes, you just have to say things that you don't really think. But the ones that are the most used ones are, for example, posso avere il tuo numero? Can I have your number? Of course, telephone number, but you don't have to say that. It's not like you're asking for her shoe size. Or maybe you are, which is really nice, by the way, so you know what to buy here later on. But yeah, if you want to specify, posso avere il tuo numero di telefono? So can I have your cell phone number? Or nowadays, probably, posso aggiungerti su Facebook? Can I add you on Facebook? We use WhatsApp a lot in Italy, so you can ask for her WhatsApp directly. Posso avere il tuo WhatsApp? Can I have your WhatsApp? Which is the same as telephone number in the end. But can I write to you on WhatsApp? Posso scriverti su WhatsApp?
Posso scriverti su WhatsApp?
Then the most important one. Posso invitarti a cena con me? Can I invite you to have dinner with me? You don't really have to add that with me. Ti andrebbe di andare a cena? Would you like to go eat? I mean, I would say yes to anyone just because I like eating, but if you want to make sure that she gets it's a date, then ti andrebbe di uscire con me? Would you like to go out with me? Ti va di andare al cinema? This ti va is really nice in my opinion because it's not a direct question like why do you want to, and it's not like would you like to, it's just more like do you feel like going to the cinema, which is a nice safety zone to me because it's not too harsh on you if the girl says no, because she's like I don't really watch movies, like read between the lines. This is something very important. If someone tells you no, it's no. Now for the last part, I want to briefly touch on those phrases that everyone thinks they're so nice and cute and extra and cheesy, but that you don't really want to say, maybe. This is just my opinion. But, for example, starting with, I usually don't say this, but di solito non lo dico, ma you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Di solito non lo dico, ma sei la donna più bella che abbia mai visto. Which is a really long phrase, by the way. So maybe you would forget some parts while you say that.
Sei la donna più bella che abbia mai visto.
Mi sono innamorato. Just like I fell in love. It's love at first sight. È un colpo di fulmine. Colpo means hit, and fulmine is the thunder. So it basically means that a thunder hit you and you're just like, oh, what was that? Colpo di fulmine. Love at first sight. Amore a prima vista. Literally, but I prefer the colpo di fulmine.
È stato un colpo di fulmine.
Then let me just give you the cheesiest example. Ti sei fatta male quando sei caduta dal cielo? Perché sembri un angelo. Like, did it hurt when you fell from the sky? Because you look like an angel. This would be my reaction. But you can try.
Sembri un angelo.
But if you're hitting on someone Italian, let's not forget that we're Italians and you may want to hit on our soft spots, being like, let's go get coffee together. Andiamo a prendere un caffè insieme. Andiamo a mangiare una pizza insieme. Let's go eat pizza together. Personally, that's what would touch me. Also because most times we probably just really like coffee and pizza that much that we would go anyway. So yeah, that's the safest you can go.
Prendiamo un caffè insieme.
Thank you for coming with me through this journey of picking up people at the bar. I hope you will be able to use those phrases, some of them, not all of them, and they were helpful. But let me know in the comments what are your ideas, or if there's some phrase that you would like to know how to say in Italian. And if you want to learn more Italian, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Ciao ciao. Hi guys, welcome back to Italian Pod 101. My name is Desiree. Mi chiamo Desiree, but you can call me Daisy. ma potete chiamarmi Daisy. Potete chiamarmi Daisy. And today we're gonna learn about frequency adverbs in Italian, avverbi di frequenza. First of all, let's say that as in English, you can use them with the present tense. And starting with the highest level of frequency, we have sempre, which is always.
Sempre. Sempre.
For example, io faccio sempre colazione alle 8. I always have my breakfast at 8. Position-wise, you put them after the verb. Sometimes maybe you will hear io faccio colazione alle 8 sempre, but that's just a way to put emphasis on the last part of the phrase, so sempre. But usually it goes after the verb. Sometimes this adverb has the meaning of usually. Let's say, for example, faccio sempre colazione alle 8, ma nel weekend alle 9. Literally means I always have my breakfast at 8, but during the weekend at 9. So it's not always, of course, it's just like 5 days out of 7. And in that case, you would probably translate that as I usually have breakfast at 8, but during the weekend at 9. But yeah, it's still sempre. So if you do something always, but not really, kind of always, you can also say quasi sempre, almost always.
Spesso. Spesso.
If you want to say often, we use spesso. Faccio spesso colazione al bar. I often have my breakfast at the bar. Another way to say often is frequentemente. Frequentemente. But it's a bit more formal, I would say. If I talk to my friends, I would just use spesso. And be careful, because sometimes you hear the same word, spesso, but it also means thick. For example, this book is really thick. Questo libro è molto spesso. It's exactly the same word. It just has two meanings, okay? And a funny way of saying, I mean, it's not funny, it's just something that I like, is spesso e volentieri, which literally means often and gladly, often and happily. And yeah, it does mean that you do that happily, but I would translate it more as more often than not, so something that happens more than often, but not always. For example, vado spesso e volentieri al bar rosso. I go more than often to Bar Rosso, or I go to Bar Rosso often and gladly, if you prefer to think like that. Guardo spesso e volentieri I video di Desiree. I often watch Desiree's videos, and I enjoy them. Moving on to sometimes, we have different ways to say that, but one of the most common is ogni tanto.
Ogni tanto. Ogni tanto.
Literally means every now and then. Ogni tanto faccio colazione al bar. So sometimes I have breakfast at the bar. And ogni is really a useful word because you can combine it with everything as every in English. Ogni giorno, every day. Vado al mare ogni estate. I go to the sea every summer. While if something happens less than every now and then, I would say raramente, rarely.
Raramente. Raramente.
Perfect example for spesso e volentieri combined with rarely. Faccio raramente colazione a casa. Vado spesso e volentieri al bar. I rarely have breakfast at home. I often go to the bar. Meaning that going to the bar happens more often than being at home for breakfast. While if you never do something, then you have to use mai.
Mai. Mai.
But be careful because mai has to be used in a negative sentence. Non faccio mai colazione. I never have breakfast. So literally it's I don't ever have breakfast at the bar. Io non faccio mai colazione al bar. Io non vado mai in vacanza al mare. I never spend my holidays at the sea. Non vado mai al mare. Non guardo mai video. I never watch videos. And even when you use almost never, so quasi mai, non vado quasi mai al bar. Still negative sentence, okay? Non faccio quasi mai colazione al bar, solo ogni tanto. Only sometimes. Quando sono stanca, when I'm tired. Which is always, sempre. Okay, so to sum up, going to the most frequent to the least one, we have sempre, always, spesso, often, ogni tanto, sometimes, or raramente, rarely, and mai, never, or quasi mai, almost never, and quasi sempre, almost always, if you want to add a slight possibility that it doesn't always happen. One last thing, I have a question for you, and I also want to tell you how to ask how often. So my question is, quanto spesso studi italiano? How often do you study Italian? Or ogni quanto studi italiano? Same meaning.
Quanto spesso? Ogni quanto?
So yeah, let me know in the comments how often you study Italian, how often do you watch our videos? And if you like this and want to learn more about Italian language, then like and subscribe. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Ciao ciao. Hello everyone and welcome back to Italian Pod 101. My name is Desiree, but you can call me Daisy. Il mio nome è Desiree, ma potete chiamarmi Daisy. In this video we're gonna learn together how to say hi in Italian, so Italian greetings.
I saluti. I saluti.
The easiest one that you probably know already is ciao, ciao, which just means hi, hello. You can say that to people that you meet for the first time or people that you meet on the street and you're just talking. But if it's someone like your teacher or your future boss, you may want to be a bit more formal and say buongiorno, buongiorno, good day, if it's day, if it's daytime. Usually, okay, in theory, it's supposed to be fine until 1 p.m., from which then you switch to buon pomeriggio, good afternoon, or buonasera, good evening. Business that are kind of conservative, like maybe old shops with people that sell traditional products, they would switch to buonasera immediately after 1 p.m., even if it's still like bright outside, and don't use the buon pomeriggio in between. But yeah, it's just a formal way to say hi. Sometimes instead of buongiorno, you will hear buondì, where di means giorno. It's still formal though, so don't worry, you can use that. I like it more. It's more like, hey, buondì. I don't know, I really like the accent at the end, maybe. That's why. Sounds more cheerful to me. Buondì. Of course, you can go with the hey or hela, which doesn't need to have a real Italian word in that, so it's easy. But I would say that if you say hey, you feel like you need to say the name at least of the person that you know, because that's informal, right? To just say hey, and it's not something that you can use with your teacher again. So maybe you need to go like, hey, Julia, long time no see. But if you don't remember the name, something really, really useful and that you will hear sometimes, it's hey, carissimo, or hey, carissima, or cara, caro, which is just like dear. And carissimo is just like, oh, extra dear, like, you know. Of course, it's something that you use with someone that you know already. So if it's people that you have never seen before, just stick to buongiorno and you'll be fine. Don't forget though that on the phone you don't start with ciao or buongiorno or your name, but you say pronto, pronto, which literally means ready. So you just pick up the phone with pronto, then I'll go with ciao, sono Daisy. Oh, carissima, come stai? And the reason why we say pronto is because we kept it from when we used like services to connect people. Like, you know, when technology wasn't where it is today, we had to go through switchboards and operators that would connect people from one side to the other, right? The guy in the middle would ask the one and the other if they were ready. So they said ready, ready, and then they were connected. So the first thing that you heard was pronto, and that's why we still use pronto. I know that in English it's common to say things like how are you, fine, fine, like even to people that you don't know, like in the shop. In Italian we don't really do that, like not in shops, for example, with people that you have never seen before. But we do use that when we meet people that we know already or when we are introduced to someone new. And in that case you can say come va? How are things going? Come stai? How are you? Or tutto bene? Everything's fine. which, yeah, works kind of the same, but don't say that in shops. Continuing our journey through the day, after buonasera, which is good evening, there is buonanotte, so good night, but we don't say that when we meet. It's only when we say goodbye, okay? So buonanotte is just really good night, like you're sure that the other person is just going home and sleeping, okay? Because otherwise it's buona serata, so like have a nice night from here on, or buona giornata, have a good day from here on. Of course, you don't have to go so specific. You can just say ciao ciao as a goodbye, or arrivederci, just goodbye, or see you soon, a presto, a presto. And yes, sometimes you will hear ciao even 3 times or more, especially on the phone, because we want to fill the time up until we actually put it down. So we're gonna be like ciao, 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 ciao. And yeah, there are people that go on forever. So that's also something that you could hear. Also, don't forget that for us, it's common to kiss on the cheeks when we meet someone. Not for the first time. In that case, we would just go for a handshake. But actually, even when you say goodbye after you spend some time together, even if it was for the first time, it's fine to kiss on the cheek. And it's usually 2 kisses, not 1, not 3. Some people do just 1 or 3, but that's not the standard. The standard is 2. You go like this and that. You don't want to make too much of a sound though. And also sometimes it's just basically the cheek touching softly. It's not really a kiss. That's something I wouldn't do, especially with people that you don't really know. So yeah, keep that in mind. So we just go like, hey, ciao. And that's it. Especially girls, we do that a lot. But men do that too. Like girl, girl, man, 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 girl. Everyone. I think you now have a wide range of greetings, but I also want to teach you something else. When you hear something like say ciao, like that, it's not really a greeting, it's more like yeah, sure, whatever, kind of. So keep that in mind too. And the same goes with buonanotte. Since, as I told you, it's not something that you say when you say goodbye, it may be used to say and that's it. For example, let's say I don't really know which bag to buy and I have been discussing it with my friends for so long. I'm like, the red one or the black one? Oh, I don't know. And at some point I just go like, okay, you know what? I'll buy the black one and good night. Okay, you know what? Compro quella nera e buonanotte. Which means we will not talk about this again. That's it. That's the end. It can be really convenient and funny to use. Like, I decided to do that e buonanotte. Ho fatto così e buonanotte. So, to sum up, we have ciao, hey carissimo, or hey cara, carissima, buongiorno, buon pomeriggio, buonasera. If you don't want to decide which one to use between buongiorno, buon pomeriggio, or buonasera, you can also use salve, which is another formal way to just say hello. Salve. Arrivederci, or a presto, or buonanotte at the end. So yeah, let me wish you all a good day or a good night from now on. Buona giornata or buona serata. And remember, if you want to speak Italian and learn it the fastest, easiest, and most fun way, just go to ItalianPod101.com and sign up for your free account. You will find our complete learning program with real lessons from real teachers. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye! Hi guys, welcome back to Italian Pod 101. My name is Desiree, mi chiamo Desiree, but you can call me Daisy. Ma potete chiamarmi Daisy. And in this video we're gonna learn together numbers in Italian.
I numeri. I numeri.
For the first 10, the most important ones, I'm gonna try to give you examples or anyway way of sayings in order for you to remember them in an easier way. First of all, we have uno, which is 1, as in like say il numero uno. You are the number 1, like you're the best. Due, 2, a thing that Italians like a lot, chatting. Fare 2 chiacchiere. Literally, to have 2 chats basically means to chit chat, so to talk a bit, hopefully in front of a coffee. And then, of course, non c'è due senza tre. There's no two without three. So, tre is three. Quattro, quattro. If you remember two, due, with due chiacchiere, then add fare due chiacchiere a quattro occhi. Quattro occhi, so 4 eyes, right? Means let's talk, just me and you. A quattro occhi. 5, cinque. Let's say the 5 senses, I cinque sensi. The hardest thing to pronounce in this word is que, cinque, because there's the You have to stop a moment before adding que, because otherwise cinque, no. Cinque, take your time to pronounce it slowly, and then it will come more natural. Sei, 6 is what high school students want, because in Italy, 6 is what you need to pass an exam, which is evaluated on a scale out of 10. Sette, 7. We say sudare 7 camicie, so to sweat 7 shirts. Means that you're really trying and that you're really putting effort into it. Then we have otto. If you remember quattro, which is 4, we say fare in quattro e quattro otto, which means to do something in a really quick way. It's something really fast. Quattro e quattro otto, literally 4 and 4, 8. Quattro e quattro otto. 9. Il lavoro inizia alle 9. Because usually that's when people start working in the offices, right? 9. And then we have 10. 10. Let's see. Italy, soccer, there's the goalkeeper and 10 giocatori. 10 players. 10. Now, 10 is a really important sound to remember, even if you don't remember how to say that. When you hear that, you know that it has something to do with numbers from 10 to 19. Because in the next 9 numbers too, even if you don't hear the word 10, there is dici or dicia, which means it has something to do with 10. In fact, for 11, the word is undici. Undici. Then we have dodici. 12. 13 is tredici. 14. 14. 15 is 15. This Q is again like in cinque. It's in 15 too. 15. 16. 16. Until this point, the part that refers to 10 was at the end of the word. But from 17 to 19, it shifts to the beginning. So 17, it's 17. 18, it's 18. And 19 is 19. And as I said, till here, you probably just have to learn them by heart. But from now on, things get easier. So breathe again, it's gonna be better. Because we have 20 as 20. From there on, you just add one of the decimal numbers that you already know. So 20 and uno becomes 21. Just because when we have two vowels together, one goes away, right? So 20 and uno becomes 21. But then you just say 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Then again with otto, which starts with a vowel, is 28 altogether. So not 20 and 8, but 28. And then 29. And you can work with this with the next numbers too. Like 30 is 30. Be careful with 33 because it gets tricky. It's 33. 40 is 40. And it's easy to remember that it comes from quattro, right? Quattro becomes 40. While cinque becomes 50. So 51, 52, and so on. Then we have 60 for 60, 60. I know this is a bit tricky, but you just have to stop the s sound for a bit. 60, 60, and 70, 70. So in this case, it's not double S, but S and T. 70, 70. 80 is 80. It's easy to see that it comes from 8, 80. And 90 is 90. So from 9, which is 9, 90. And with hundreds too, it's easy, because once you know 100, which is 100, be careful, because in Italian we don't say un cento, we just leave it as it is, 100, 100. Then you just add the number, 101, 102, 120, 136. I'm just giving numbers here. And that's an important expression, because in Italian, when you say dare I numeri, so basically to say numbers, to tell numbers, to give numbers, literally, it means that you're a bit crazy, because you don't really know what you're saying. And here I'm just giving numbers. I'm just going out of my mind with random numbers. With the last number, 1000, 1000, 1000. Again, we don't say 1000, but just 1000. While if you want to say 2000, then it's 2000. And 1000 is very, very, very useful, because when we want to thank someone, we just say grazie mille. Thanks 1000 literally, but thanks a lot. So yeah, grazie mille for watching. Thank you very much for watching. And remember that if you want to be able to have real Italian conversations with Italian native speakers, just click the link in the description and download our PDF lessons, which include Italian phrases that you need for your daily life. And if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up and remember to subscribe. I'll see you soon. Bye. Ciao, ciao.
Want to speak real Italian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at ItalianPod101.com.
Hi guys, welcome back to Italian Pod 101. My name is Daisy, mi chiamo Daisy, and in this video we're gonna learn together about nationalities. La nazionalità. La nazionalità. Nazione is country, so nazionalità is where you come from. Nationality. First of all, let's say that we can't cover them all, so I'm sorry if yours is not included in the video, but don't hesitate to comment and ask about that. And also, I'm gonna try to give examples just for the sake of grammar. So don't focus on the content. Hopefully it's correct, but if not, please focus on the grammar, okay? That being said, I'm gonna use examples with food, so it's easy to remember, at least for people like me who really like to eat. And of course, let's start with Italian. So, la pizza è italiana. Pizza is Italian. We can't argue about this, can we? As other adjectives in Italian, nationalities too have to be adjusted based on the subject. La pizza è italiana ends with a because la pizza is female. La pizza. If I say Marco è italiano, then you can see that since Marco is a male, italiana becomes italiano. And also some of them don't even change, but we're gonna get to that in a bit. For now, let's see some other examples of this normal form that changes according to the subject. So from Italia we have italiano or italiana. Then let's say la paella è spagnola. La paella è spagnola. I want you to focus on the name of the country too, so let's work in a parallel way, okay? Spain is Spagna, and Spanish is spagnolo or spagnola. La paella è spagnola. Juan è spagnolo. Juan is Spanish. Il kebab è turco. Il kebab è turco. Kebab is Turkish. Turchia is the name for the country. Turchia, turco, or turca. Le piramidi sono egiziane. Pyramids are Egyptian. Le piramidi sono egiziane. Here I want you to notice that it's not only about she or he, but also about singular or plural, right? So piramidi, which is female and plural, goes with egiziane, while lui, he, is lui è egiziano. Lei è egiziana. She is Egyptian. And by the way, Egypt is Egitto. Egitto. Same works, for example, for Svizzero. L'orologio è svizzero. The watch is Swiss. Fun thing in this case is that the name of the country is the same as the female version of Swiss. So Svizzera, lui è svizzero, he is Swiss, or she is Svizzera. Svizzeri and Svizzere. This can be tricky, this Svizzere. Hope you're not from there because it's hard to say. I'm kidding. Then we have lo yogurt è greco. Lo yogurt è greco. From Grecia, Greeceland, Grecia. Lui è greco, lei è greca. Be careful because they are greci, but they, female, are greche. Greche. Lo strudel è tedesco. If you don't know, it's a sweet with apples. Very, very nice. Lo strudel è tedesco. From Germania, which is Germany. This is really tricky because it completely changes. If you're from Germania, which is Germany, you are tedesco or tedesca. And then we have tedeschi or tedesche. Il curry è indiano. Curry is Indian. From India, indiano, easy. Same goes, for example, for America and americano. L'hamburger è americano. Hamburger is American. But here, to be precise, we're talking about the continent, America, while if you want to refer specifically to USA, it's Stati Uniti, United States, Stati Uniti. It's part of the group of those adjectives that don't change. Of course, they do change if it's singular or plural, but not if it's male or female. For example, lei è statunitense. She is from the US. Lui è statunitense. He is from the US. Loro, they, sono statunitensi. It changes only if the subject is plural, okay? In the same group, we also have France, for example, Francia. La baguette è francese. Baguette is French. Baguette, by the way, is female, so it's like saying lei è francese, she is French. But even if I say lui è francese, francese doesn't change. While loro, they are francesi. Loro sono francesi. They are French. And even if it's just a group of female friends, for example, loro sono francesi. I ravioli sono cinesi. Dumplings are Chinese. From Cina, which is China. Cinesi or cinese, if singular. Le polpette sono svedesi. Meatballs are Swedish. I know they're not, but they're really famous there, right? So, svedese comes from Svezia, which is Sweden. Swedish is svedese. Lui è svedese, lei è svedese. Io sono svedese. It's not true. Giappone, giapponese. Il sushi è giapponese. Sushi is Japanese. Lei è giapponese. She is Japanese. La birra è irlandese. Beer is Irish. Irlanda is Ireland. So irlandese is Irish. Of course, there are many others, but this is more or less how it works grammar-wise. I'm so sorry if I didn't mention your nationality, but there are just too many and this video would never end if we did that. So please comment, click on the link in the description and download our PDF lessons, which include all the essential phrases that you need for your daily life. Remember that you can sign up for your free lifetime account on Italian Pod 101 at any time. So do that if you still haven't, and I'll see you soon. A presto! Ciao ciao! Hello and welcome back to Italian Pod 101. My name is Daisy, and in this video we're going to talk about two verbs that sometimes make people confused, and those are andare and camminare. Andare, andare, camminare, camminare. First things first, andare, andare means to go, while camminare, camminare means to walk. Also, camminare is regular, so you take camminare, say goodbye to are at the end, and just add the endings that you use for other verbs too, like parlare or cantare, so to talk, to sing, and it becomes io cammino, tu cammini, lui cammina, noi camminiamo, voi camminate, essi or loro camminano. Okay? While andare is irregular and it changes completely. It becomes io vado, tu vai, lui or lei va, noi andiamo, voi andate, and essi or loro vanno. Vado, vai, va, andiamo, andate, vanno, which may lead you to prefer camminare over andare. Unfortunately, you can't always use camminare, even when you're walking, okay? Because even though in English you can say, I walk to the supermarket, so you're going to the supermarket by foot, you're walking there. In Italian, even if I would understand what you mean by cammino al supermercato, we actually say vado al supermercato. And that's because andare is really used in Italian, especially with the compound of andare a fare qualcosa, so to go and do something. So vado al supermercato implies that you're going to buy stuff. So vado al supermercato a fare la spesa, to do groceries, or vado al supermercato a comprare due cose, to buy two things, okay? So cammino al supermercato focuses the attention on the fact that you're walking. So we would rather say cammino fino al supermercato e torno indietro. For example, like I'll walk till the supermarket and then come back, which puts the attention on the fact that you're walking till there. So for example, you want to say that you're gonna take a walk and you're getting till there and then coming back. So the point is not that you're going to the supermarket, it's that you're walking till that point. It doesn't have to be the supermarket, okay? The focus is on you actually moving your legs, okay? That's the point. While if you say andare a fare qualcosa, the focus is on that something that you're gonna do. Stasera vado al cinema. Tonight I'm going to the cinema. I don't say stasera cammino fino al cinema. Like tonight I'm walking till the cinema. That's not the point. The point is that I'm going to the cinema. While if I want to say that I'm gonna walk, and that's what I want to convey, I would just say vado al cinema a piedi. Andare a piedi. Going by foot, so by walking. Vado al cinema a piedi. And of course, camminare a piedi is something that you would never say because camminare is walking already, so you don't have to say that you're using your legs to do that. Unless you want to say cammino sulle mani, which is like walking on my hands, then in that case you have to specify, okay? Something that really sums this up is the example vado a camminare. So I'll go walking. I'll go and take a walk. Another way you can say that, which is a colloquial way, is vado a fare due passi. So I'll go take in English 2 steps, just to take a walk. Vado a fare due passi. In that case too, you would say, for example, vado a fare 2 passi fino al parco, till the park. Vado a camminare fino al parco. Let's take the example of the cinema again, and if I say stasera vado al cinema, to my mother, tonight I'm going to the cinema, and let's assume she knows that my car is broken or something, she may ask me, how do you go till there? Come vai fino a lì? And I can say vado a piedi. So I'm gonna walk there, right? And she would say, cammini fino al cinema? Are you gonna walk till the cinema? Vuoi che ti presti la macchina? You want me to lend you my car? And that would be really nice, okay? But yeah, to sum up, you don't put camminare together with a piedi, but also not only camminare with just the place where you're going, because in that case it's more natural to just say andare al cinema, andare al supermercato, and not camminare al supermercato. Okay? Hopefully this will be useful for you when you have to decide between andare and camminare. And if you have any other doubts, please feel free to comment down below. Also, if you haven't done it yet, make sure to go to ItalianPod101.com and sign up for your free lifetime account in order to learn Italian in the easiest, fastest, and most fun way possible. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked the video, and I'll see you soon. Ciao ciao! Hello everyone and welcome back to Italian Pod 101. My name is Daisy, and in this video we're gonna talk about something pleasant, which is the verb piacere in Italian, especially the expression a me piace, mi piace, and me piace, which it's not correct. Let's say it straight away. Piacere, piacere, mi piace, a me piace. Even though generally the verb piacere is translated as to like, the real meaning, literally, is to be pleasing to. So for example, a me piace la pizza, yes, it does mean I like pizza, but actually means that pizza is pleasing to me. And that's why we use a me and mi, because that's the indirect object, the pronoun, right? A me piace la pasta. Pasta is pleasing to me, a me. And that's why then it becomes a te piace la pasta, is pasta pleasing to you? Let's go through the other pronouns together as well, but first let me say that saying a me or mi is the same, still the same indirect object pronoun, which is needed for the verb piacere, okay? So mi or a me piace is the same. A me piace la pasta, mi piace la pasta. But saying me piace la pasta is just not correct. Me piace is something that you may hear in the Rome area, because it's a dialect expression, okay? And it's completely fine if you want to speak the dialect. And of course, if you say that, I would still understand what you say, even though I'm not from Rome. But it's just not correct, okay? So just stick to mi piace or a me piace. And yeah, when you hear me piace, you know what it means, but you also know that it's not correct. So don't use that unless you're, I don't know, trying to impress someone from Rome, I guess. And also sometimes it's used in an ironic way. So yeah, just stick to the standard one, okay? That being said, mi piace la pasta, I like pasta. While ti piace la pasta is for you. So to you, pasta is pleasing. A te piace la pasta or ti piace la pasta. Let's change and put something else instead of pasta from now on. When we talk about her, someone, female, a lei piace la musica. She likes music. Music is pleasing to her. If you go through this construction, it's easier to understand why we say that, but I know that it may take longer for you to say that, so you can also just learn the verb as it is. Le piace la musica, a lei piace la musica, a lui piace il calcio. Gli piace il calcio. He likes football. A noi piace andare al mare. We like to go to the sea. Going to the sea is pleasing to us. Ci piace andare al mare. Here too, sometimes I hear ce piace andare al mare or te piace. Again, it's incorrect and it's from dialect from Rome. So the proper expression would be ci piace. Vi piace fare le torte. You like baking cakes. A voi piace fare torte. A loro piace studiare. Studying is pleasing to them. Lucky them. They like to study, basically. In the spoken language, though, sometimes we just say gli piace something something, even for them, plural form. Okay? Even though, grammatically speaking, it should just be a loro piace. Also, when something that you like is plural, so not when the pronoun is plural, but what you like is plural. For example, I like books. Books is plural. It's not mi piace I libri, but mi piacciono I libri. Because the plural is the subject. So, books are pleasing to me. And now you understand why it changes so much. Mi piacciono I pasticcini. I like pastries. So yeah, I hope you won't have any doubts on what to use between me piace and mi piace from now on. Mi piace or me piace, remember this phrase. Mi piace, me piace. And that the rest was useful too. So if you liked the video, please like, subscribe, and don't forget to sign up on ItalianPod101.com for your free lifetime account. And I'll see you soon. Ciao ciao. Thanks for watching. Hello everyone and welcome back to Italian Pod 101. My name is Daisy, mi chiamo Daisy, and in this video we're gonna talk about the Italian verbs stare and essere, because sometimes they're both translated as to be in English, but they're not interchangeable. So let's have a look at those. Stare, stare, essere, essere. I think that you all know the verb essere, but let's see it quickly. Io sono, tu sei, lui è, noi siamo, voi siete, essi sono. Io sono, tu sei, lui è, noi siamo, voi siete, essi sono. While on the other side we have io sto, tu stai, lui sta, noi stiamo, voi state, essi stanno. This st in the beginning may be a bit tricky, but practice a bit and then you'll master it. Even though we could simply say that essere is to be and stare is to stay, we use it as in I am, and they're not interchangeable, as I said before. There have been many tries to make rules on those, but the best way is just to memorize the expressions. So let's see together some of the uses that we have for both of those, okay? And while I would say that essere is way more used, so we don't really have to go through all the examples because it would be anything, right? Io sono italiana, I'm Italian. Io sono alta, I'm tall. It's not true. Io sono stanca, I'm tired. So for many things like physical conditions or like appearance, io sono a casa, I'm at home. All those things where you just use essere without even thinking. Let's instead focus on stare and see that we use that, for example, for physical conditions too, like with health. When you want to say things like I don't feel well, you don't say io sono male, because it sounds like you impersonate evil itself, like you are evil. Io sono male. What you want to say is io sto male. I don't feel good. I feel bad. I feel sick. Io sto male. Come stai? Sto bene. I'm fine. Sto male. I'm not. I'm not fine. Sto così così. I'm so. Okay? Io sono bene. We don't say that. Stare is also used for location, but in a specific time. And I wouldn't say place because location could be anywhere, but yeah, for a specific time. For example, if I say io sto a casa stasera, means that I'm staying at home while there would have been the possibility that I wouldn't have. Wow. So same way as in English, if I say sono a casa, I'm at home, now implies that I may not be in 1 hour or so, right? While if you ask me what are you doing tonight and I say io sto a casa, implies that I'm gonna be at home the whole time, the whole night. Another useful expression that we have with stare is about clothes, like questo vestito mi sta bene. I like how this dress fits me. This dress suits me. Because if I say questo vestito è largo, this dress is too big, largo, è troppo grande, it's a fact, like it is that way, it's too big. While if I just say questo vestito mi sta grande, it looks big on me. Stare in that case, it's different from è, because è describes the thing as it is, stare is just an impression that I have. or that people may have. Like, what do you think about this? Cosa pensi di questo vestito? È bello, it's beautiful, ma non ti sta bene, but it doesn't suit you. So in that case, stare is really useful, and it's something that you would translate with to be in English, right? Like, this jacket is tight on me. La giacca mi sta stretta. It's not just stretta. The jacket is tight because it's just tight on me. Mi sta stretta. I feel like it's tight on me. Other common expressions with stare include, for example, stare in piedi, to be standing. Okay? Like, oh, please have a seat. Per favore, siediti. No, sto in piedi. No, I'm fine, I'll stand. Stare in piedi. To stay on your legs, basically, on your feet. Stare in piedi. Did you manage to sit on the train? Sei riuscito a sederti sul treno? No, sono stato in piedi tutto il tragitto. No, I've been standing all the way. Or, no, I had to stand the whole journey. Sono stato in piedi. You may end up hearing the verb stare a lot in Italian conversations because it's also the verb that is used for the present continuous tense. So, I'm going, sto andando. Not sono andando, but I am going. Sto andando. Sto mangiando. I'm eating. Tu stai facendo. You are doing something. Loro stanno comprando. They are buying. In that case, you don't have to think about that as stay, but doing something. It really depends on regions too, the way that people use stare and essere. For example, in some regions, it's common to say where things are with the verb stare. Where's the spoon? Sta nel cassetto. It's in the drawer. Or where are the spoons? Sono nel cassetto. They are in the drawer. So yeah, stare has a lot of meanings, it's used in a lot of expressions, and it may be confused with to be, so essere, but it's not always interchangeable. That's what I want you to remember from this lesson, okay? State attenti to this. Pay attention to this. State attenti a questo. Pay attention to this. My advice would be to use essere and then just in the expressions that you learned, put stare. I know this is really confusing and it's still confusing for some Italians too, me included. I mean, naturally I would say one or the other, but I don't always stop and think about which one to put, okay? So I would say it will eventually come more natural with time. But for now, I hope I could give you some interesting insights and some interesting examples. Thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. And don't forget to sign up on ItalianPod101.com for your free lifetime account and be able to have real Italian conversations. I'll see you soon. Ciao ciao! Hi guys, welcome back to Italian Pod 101. My name is Daisy, mi chiamo Daisy, and in this video we're gonna talk about impersonal verbs. Verbi impersonali in Italian. Verbi impersonali. I know that I always stress the importance of changing the verb form depending on the pronoun. So for example, io parlo, but tu parli, lui parla. But in this case, these are verbs that have no pronoun. So they don't change. Actually, they only use the third person singular form. Just like in English, impersonal verb use the pronoun it. It rains, it's 9 o'clock. That it though doesn't really refer to anything in particular, right? So impersonal verbs in Italian work the same way, but we are way more minimalistic and don't even use it. Just look at that way. For example, it rains, piove. It's raining, sta piovendo. There's no subject, no it even. There's just the verb, third person singular. There are some verbs that only have the impersonal form, piove, it's raining, nevica, it's snowing, tuona, it thunders, it's thundering. When you need to put those verbs in the past form, the rule says that so essere, auxiliary, has to be used. È piovuto, it rained. È nevicato, it snowed. But actually has, so the verb avere is accepted too. Ha piovuto, ha nevicato. So you don't have to think too much about that, luckily, at least. There are some verbs, though, that have an impersonal use, but you know them as normal verbs. That's when things get tricky. But follow me. For example, fare. Io faccio una torta. I make a cake, I bake a cake. Lui fa una torta. Everything works, right? Same third person singular, but without any pronoun. Fa freddo. It's cold. Fa caldo. It's hot. Again, we're talking about weather conditions, so if you think about that, it's easy to think that it doesn't need the pronoun. A really common impersonal expression with the verb fare is fa niente. Fa niente. Meaning it doesn't matter. It literally does nothing. It doesn't matter. For example, oh, sorry, I promised you I would go, but I can't in the end. Scusa, ti ho promesso che sarei andato, ma non posso. Scusa, ti ho promesso che sarei andato, ma non posso. Ah, it doesn't matter. Don't mention it. Don't worry about it. Fa niente. Same example with non importa. It's not of any importance. It doesn't matter. Again, importare as in to matter. Anche se è caro, non importa. Mi serve. Even though it's expensive, it doesn't matter. I need it. Non importa. It has no importance. Even when you're walking, for example, and someone bumps into you, and if they're nice, they're like, oh, scusa. You can be like, ah, fa niente. Doesn't matter. No problem. Now, when talking about impersonal verbs, we also have to talk about impersonal expressions in general, because basically you can make any verb impersonal. Same way as in English, someone would say, one has to blah 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 something, or it is that blah blah blah, or you have to, but this you doesn't really mean you, Marco, but you in general, all the people, everyone should do something. We have the same expression with the word si, that takes the place of the pronoun in the third person singular. For example, mangiare. Io mangio, tu mangi, lui mangia, right? He eats. If we don't use he, but si, as a pronoun in this case, si mangia, it just becomes it is eaten or you eat. In Italy, si mangia la pizza. In Italy, people eat pizza. In Italy, pizza is eaten. In Italy, it is common to eat pizza. So it becomes an impersonal expression, really useful and rarely used. So let's look a bit more into it. Probably something that you've been using already, but without noticing, that is an impersonal use of a verb. Come si dice ciao in inglese? How do you say hi in English? Come si dice. That si is the impersonal form. So, how do you say? How is it said? How would people say? Impersonal use. Come si dice casa in inglese? How do you say house in English? In this case, how do you say house in Italian? Casa. Come si dice. If you don't really get the idea of an impersonal pronoun, it may be useful for you to think of it as people. Si beve, people drink. In Italy, people drink wine. In Italia, si beve vino. And like that, any verb can be converted into an impersonal expression. For example, si sa che gli italiani amano la pizza. Si sa, from sapere, to know, che gli italiani amano la pizza. It is known that Italians love pizza. This expression is really common when talking about rules or giving instructions, especially with the word non, so in the negative form. Let's assume I'm telling this to my kids. I'm giving them rules to follow. Non si scrive sui muri. Like, writing on walls won't be accepted. It's not. People shouldn't write on walls. You shouldn't write on walls. Another one. My mom will be so proud of me for remembering all the rules she gave me when I was a kid. But yeah, non si gioca quando si mangia. You don't play when you're eating. But not you, only you. People in general don't do that. This is the rule. Non si gioca, giocare. Io gioco, tu giochi, lui gioca. Si, non si gioca quando si mangia, when eating. When eating, one should not play. When eating, you should not play. But yeah, jokes aside, to sum up, impersonal verbs are made with the third singular form of the verb, and some of them are impersonal only, while some of them are just made impersonal by the expression. And you can make every verb impersonal by using the pronoun si, always with third person singular. Please feel free to come up with your own examples and write them down below in the comments. I'm looking forward to see those. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you haven't done it yet, to subscribe for your free lifetime account on Italian Pod 101, download PDF lessons, and learn Italian in the easiest, fastest, and most fun way possible. I'll see you soon. Ciao ciao. Bye bye.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.